How many solar panels do you need for your solar-powered air conditioner? How do you wire up those panels? And how do you know when you're using PV power? We're looking at EG4 Electronics 12K and 24K model mini split. You're watching Taddy Digest. I'm Tad. Let's get started. This is EG4 Electronics 24K model hybrid mini split. This mini split uses AC and DC power, so we can hook solar panels directly to this mini split, and it will power this mini split when the sunlight is available to provide us with PV power. So how many panels do we need to power this 24K model mini split? Well, I use Signature Solar, so we're going to go check out their website. We're going to figure out exactly how many panels we need for this mini split to be powered by the sun. I'm going to show you how easy it is to figure out how many solar panels you need for your mini split by using your phone. We're going to type in Signature Solar on the Google search bar. Then we're going to click Signature Solar. Once we get to the website, we're going to take and click the 3 bars in the top left-hand corner, and then we're going to scroll until we see Solar Air Conditioner under Navigate. Then we're going to scroll down and we're going to click on the first mini split that we see. Click. Then we go down till we see downloads. We have a manual, a spec sheet, and a certificate. We're going to click on the spec sheet. Once you download the spec sheet, you're going to open it up. You're going to scroll to the second page, which should be titled Specifications. Then you're going to see the 12K system and the 24K system. You will see when you scroll to where it says Electrical, right next to rated PV wattage, it's going to display the rated PV wattage that we need for the 12K and the 24K. For the 12K, it says 1100 watts, and that's the rated PV wattage that you need for the 12K or 1-ton mini split. Then, if you look to the right, you're going to see that the 24K system uses 2200 watts. So that's the rated PV wattage you need for the 24K. Also, you want to keep in mind that there's a rated voltage for the systems, both the 12 and the 24, and it's 90 VDC or volts DC to 380 volts DC. And you have a maximum PV voltage of 380 VOC. So we got to keep that in mind because you never want to go over 380 volts with these mini splits. This is EG4 Electronics 1-ton 12K mini split. This is a hybrid AC-DC model, and you can see that we've got PV wire going into the MC4 connectors of this outdoor unit. When we visited Signature Solar's website, you can see it listed the rated PV wattage for this 12K 1-ton unit, and it was 1100 watts. And the maximum PV voltage was 380. I'm going to show you the solar panels I have connected to this 1-ton EG4 Electronics mini split. To power this mini split with PV power, I've got 3 Hyperion 395 watt solar panels connected in series. And if you remember, it's 1100 watts for that rated PV wattage, and altogether for these 3 connected, it totals 1185 watts. So we're right at that 1200, we're not over, and each panel has a maximum open circuit voltage of 36.98. So altogether, we're not going to be over our maximum PV voltage of 380 for that mini split. We're back at the 24K. Let's go up here and see how many solar panels we need for the 24K model. This lean-to I built holds 7 Solar Ever 410 watt panels that are connected to the 2-ton 24K mini split. 410 times 7 is around 2800 watts, and each panel has an open circuit voltage of around 37. So 37 times 7 is around 259 volts. So we're not over the maximum PV voltage for that mini split, which is 380. You need 3 panels for the 12K model, around 400 watt, and you need around 6 or 7 400 watt panels for the 24K model. So now you know how many panels you need. How do you wire those panels to the mini split? You're going to need some PV wire with some MC4 connectors, your solar panels, the mini splits. Let's get to the wiring. When we wire these solar panels to our mini split, we're wiring these panels in series. This means that the positive terminal for one solar panel is connected to the negative terminal of the next solar panel, and so on. When stringing panels in series, each additional panel adds to the total voltage of the string, but the current of the string remains the same. Now I'm going to demonstrate the wiring of these solar panels to this EG4 mini split. So we're going to take and connect our MC4 connector here, and then the other end is going to go into this solar panel here. Then from this first solar panel, we're going to take this other connector and go into the next solar panel like this. Then from that next solar panel, or the second panel, we're going to take the next MC4 connector and go into the next solar panel like this. The last MC4 connector coming from our last solar panel is going to go to our PV wire, and it's going to connect back to our mini split. Now this is our last connection. This is how you wire your panels in series to the EG4 mini splits. Now we know how many solar panels we need. We know how to wire those solar panels. So how can we figure out if we're using that PV power to power our solar powered mini split? Right now I'm inside my shed. This is the 12K 1-ton EG4 mini split model AC/DC hybrid mini split. And I'm going to use my phone with the Bluetooth app called SolarCon to be able to monitor the AC input and the PV input. Let me show you how easy this is. So using the app, once we add the device, we can see that we have 460 watts of PV input and the AC input is 0 watts. So we are currently using our solar powered mini split, and we're using the PV power to power the mini split. So no AC power. What does that mean? That means that it's just working off the solar power. So we're not using any of our electricity from our house. And that's great because we're not going to have a high electric bill, right? Another way to figure out if our solar powered air conditioner is just using the PV power is we can disconnect the AC power. So I've got an inverter connected to my breaker box, and one of these breakers is connected to the lights and receptacles in my building, and the other breaker is controlling the power to my mini split. So we're simply just going to unplug the AC inverter so we no longer have AC power going to our solar powered air conditioner. So you can see there's no more lights, but our mini split is still working. So no more AC power, we're just using the PV. That's another simple method of figuring out if your solar powered air conditioner is just running off the PV power. We're back at the shop with the 24K model. Let's take a look at that app and let's see if we're using the PV power or the AC power. So when we bring up the app, we can see the PV input power is about 120 watts and the AC input power is 980 watts. So we're obviously using the AC input power right now for the 24K model. We're not using the PV power. If you need a solar powered air conditioner like what EG4 makes, check out Signature Solar and use discount code TADDY50 to get $50 off your order. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something. If you did learn something, let me know what it was down in the comments. If you got a question, questions can lead to new content. So ask your questions down in the comments. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and smash that bell. Ding! So you know what I'm doing. You've been watching Taddy Digest. I'm Tad, and I'll keep you cool if you let me.